So, when you really think about this movie, yes, it's, more than, you know, two gay couples trying to, keep their relationships together. But it's kind of also a pseudo heist movie. Now, I'm not going to get into any spoilers about the film. I might, but um, it's almost kind of a pseudo heist movie if you think about it, considering what a couple of the other characters want out of this particular deal. It's kind of a heist movie if you think about it in the right context. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strunk from QuickTime Reactions, and I just got out of seeing my second movie of the day at completely different theater than what I watched, Sinners, earlier today, which my review for Sinners should already be up on the channel by this point. But the second film that I saw today was The Wedding Banquet. This one stars Lily Gladstone, Kelly Marie Tran, bowenyang, and Han Ji Chan. I hope I said his name correctly. And it tells the story of two gay couples, I should say. Angela and Lee, and Chris and Lynn. Lynn's grandmother, who runs a high tech kind of company, wants to make sure that her grandson is all safe and all sound, and Lynn proposes to Angela because, well, the grandma doesn't know that Lynn is gay. So, can they keep this a secret while two people that don't want to get married get married? We'll find out. This movie was very interesting just off of that concept alone, because the trailers didn't reveal much than that, I should say. But like I said in my intro, and I will be getting into specifics in this, so if you haven't seen it, bottom line is I recommend this. This was a really good movie, really emotional movie, but I want to get into spoilers in this, and that is the ladies are trying to have a kid. Lee is doing IVS. Yep, I had to make sure that I get that right. And they want to have a child. More specifically, Lee wants to, have that experience of, being pregnant and being a mom. Angela, on the other hand, doesn't want to end up being like her mom. Meanwhile, Chris and Lynn wants to get married because, one, he really loves Chris, but two, he's also in the country for just a little bit of time before his visa expires. So, he would also like to get, a green card. Chris, on the other hand, doesn't quite want to take that step. So, eventually things come to blows, and, Lynn offers his hand in marriage to Angela, and Lynn will give the money required for Lee's IVF. And, the couples are kind of, going back and forth, and eventually, on one drunken night, Chris and Angela accidentally have sex, and from that, Angela gets pregnant. And the fear for her is that she doesn't want to become her mom, who at first didn't really accept the fact that Angela was gay until coming around to it later on, and is now fully embracing that. And I really love the fact that this movie really had a strong bond between its four leads, because with a story like this that has a lot of twists and turns and has a lot of emotional moments, you need to have really good actors that are capable of delivering on those emotional moments. And Lily Gladstone is very much capable of that. She was Oscar nominated for Killers of the Flower Moon, in which I think she was the emotional core of that film. Kelly Marie Tran has experiences in that, working with Disney on the Star Wars movies that she was in, also Raya and the Last Dragon. Bowenyang, like, he was really good in this, and he was also really good in Wicked. Like, um, if SNL doesn't work out for him, I think he has a pretty good, legitimate career in acting for himself. And then Han Ji Chan did a really good job of being kind of like, you know, Lee's kind of counterpart, who's, very much this optimist, as want to, like, look forward and, look at the bright spots, but also wants to, address some of the bad times that he and Chris has. So I think those core four actors did a really good job in showcasing that emotion throughout the whole runtime of the film. Andrew Ahn was the one that directed this, and he and James Shalmus, again, I hope I'm saying his last name correctly, they wrote the screenplay for this, and I think they did a really good job. Not only with, like, the emotional beats, but also throwing in some bits of comedy in there as well. There were a few moments where I did have a really good chuckle at some of the jokes that were in the film. The wedding scene was, it was funny. Them taking pictures. This bit's in the trailer. Them taking pictures and kind of not being into it. That was also really funny. Um, yeah, this movie was just, like, really, really solid all around. If you are the type of person that, loves romance movies, I think this would be definitely up your alley. Um, this one was just really, really good all around. I highly recommend you guys check out The Wedding Banquet. Um, if it's playing at a theater near you, and it's only an hour 40, so it goes by really, really quickly. I had a really good time watching this, and I don't want to say I was close to tears, but there were a lot of emotional moments that, um, for, somebody, I don't want to say in the wrong headspace, but tends to be, like, emotional, might end up actually, crying during this film. Who knows? But yeah, I highly recommend checking out The Wedding Banquet. But that is two movies down, and I have one more uh, movie to watch, and it is at a completely different theater than the one that I watched The Wedding Banquet at. So I got to head over to uh, the other theater. But in the meantime, guys, stay safe, and I'll catch y'all later.